everyone, welcome to another video. So just the same as we've done with all of the other websites that we've looked at, today we're going to be having a breakdown of the Archers website other pages so that you guys get a good understanding of what the Archers offers to different audiences and who is likely to be accessing them. Okay, so starting with the homepage then. The homepage features the latest updates from all other parts of the Archers website, so regardless of whether it's something that would appear in one of the other pages, you'll find it on the homepage as soon as it's been updated and uploaded. Now, our primary demographic is likely to be older for this website as a whole. Typically, we'd see it appealing to females rather than males because it's likely that the Archers will appeal more to a female demographic than a male demographic. But it's also a place where the audience can get more involved, so we're expecting them to be active listeners rather than newcomers. However, the catch-up page is going to be useful for new listeners more so than older listeners who perhaps have been following along for quite some time, which is why we'd expect this demographic to be slightly younger. Now, unlike the catch-up page, the clips offers shorter clips that can be accessed as both a draw for new audiences or to provide nostalgia for older audiences. Again, we're focusing more on a female demographic here rather than a male demographic, but we would expect the primary demographic to be people who are interested in the Archers and perhaps just want to find out what it's like without committing to a full episode. Podcasts are downloadable, so not only are they downloadable episodes, which means that audiences can listen to them on their device whenever and wherever, but there are other podcasts related to the Archers which are sort of discussion-based podcasts, and so this may be something that can give the audience background information into the show as a whole. Now, it's likely here that the primary demographic are going to be male rather than female, which is an interesting part of the website as a whole. Typically, men are less likely to spend time going through all of the website as a whole and want something quicker and more easy to access, so podcasts would be something that would be useful here, particularly given that older episodes could then be streamed in something like a car, for example. Now, the Omnibus is a longer episode which allows the audience to catch up on a week's worth of episodes in one sitting rather than accessing the individual episodes. Again, this would be useful for newcomers, so we're looking at a younger audience rather than an older audience, whereas the characters give a breakdown of each of the characters featured within the show. Now, this is a visual that the audience don't normally get within the programme, and so the primary demographic are likely to be female, whereas the secondary demographic are likely to be younger females compared to those who are active listeners initially. In terms of our features, much like a news page, this gives recent updates and can be behind the scenes information or interactive elements about the programme as a whole. So we're looking at our traditional active listeners who perhaps have followed this for quite some time, whereas the blog gives specific behind the scenes information that would be accessed again mostly by these active audiences. It might well be useful for people who are just getting into the programme, which is why typically it would appeal to a slightly younger demographic, but we're looking at females overall and mainstreamers to the whole of the show. FAQ stands for frequently asked questions, so this gives an update to the audience on the most common questions asked by people who access the website, which is why it would be accessed mostly by people who are new to the show, hence the younger male and female audience. Likewise, the About page not only includes celebrity endorsement by Stephen Fry, which acts as a draw to the show, but it breaks down the programme for people who are new audiences. The final page is a Follow Us page, which gives links to social media that the Archers users can keep up to date with, and it might be something that would be more accessed than the website as a whole. Now, typically this would appeal to a younger demographic because the apps themselves would appeal to a younger demographic than we've got for the website here. But they are again likely to be female rather than male, rather than using social media apps. Men tend to not follow that as much as women. But our secondary demographic would be those active listeners as a whole. Hopefully you found that useful. There are a few key terms here, so make sure that you understand exactly what they mean by making yourself some note cards or by making yourself a little media glossary. It would also be useful, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the channel. I'm desperately trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can use the community tab and communicate with you all that way. But otherwise you can leave me questions, comments, ideas or suggestions below, and you can get in touch with me through Twitter and Instagram using the links above. And I'll see you guys later for another video.